Welcome to She Wears the Pants, the podcast where women build companies that can hold their calling. I'm your host, Ashley Deland, business advisor, multi-business founder, and startup investor, guiding women to scale with structure, strategy, and self-mastery. Every week, we go behind the scenes of high-growth, women-led brands to talk about the real work, the identity evolution, the leadership required, and the strategy that actually sustains success. If you're ready to build a business and life you love, you're in the right room. Okay, welcome to She Wears the Pants podcast. My name is Ashley Deland, and today's amazing guest is Erika Aquino, a powerhouse entrepreneur, angel investor, and a mentor who is making waves across industries like wellness, education, and sustainability. With a background that spans corporate giants like Shell and Sun Life Asset Management, and a deep passion for supporting underrepresented entrepreneurs, Erika's journey is a true testament to the power of seizing opportunities. As an angel investor, she's shaping the future of workspaces, agriculture, and wellness, all while amplifying the voices of women and minorities. She brings over 20 years of executive leadership to the table with a unique ability to turn big ideas into impactful content and strategies. And whether she's diving into the world of startups or empowering the next generation of leaders, Erika's mentorship is grounded in wisdom, humor, and action. So, Erika, welcome, my love. It's such an honor to have you.
And it's an honor to be here, Ashley. Thank you for having me.
So the first time that we met, I'll share this with the audience so they can get like a real inside scoop into you and I and us together. We were sitting at the same table at Maison, which is an event that Hannah Maritza put on, and we were universally placed together, and we just started throwing F-bombs around, and I was like, girl, where have you been? And I think I literally said, I was like, girl, you are real. And you're like, fuck yeah. And I was like, okay, that's it. We're besties for life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I remember you mentioned something, a prayer you did in the morning about, putting you next to the right people. And I found that really powerful. And that's something that I've adapted to pretty much any situation since then.
Yeah, it is actually a prayer that I say to God every morning, especially before events, which is like, God, please place me in front of the right people, and please place the right people in front of me to deepen my connection, to grow my community, my collaboration. And also because I'm just in an era right now of like actively searching for sisterhood. Like,
yeah, I get it. Absolutely.
We've done
Absolutely.
entrepreneurship for so long, right? Now,
yeah.
Give me my girls.
Yes. It's funny. So, thank you for that intro, by the way. I didn't realize I accomplished so much.
You're spectacular.
but one thing I have to add there is that I travel a lot. Okay. And I'm very fortunate enough to have that lifestyle. And as I travel the world, it gets a little lonely. Yes, I have my boyfriend with me, I have my partner, and he's amazing. But, sometimes you just have to be a girl.
Yes.
You have to scream. You have to, you have to bitch. You have to, all the girly things that he may not understand. You need that. And, that's been a prayer of mine as well. How can I expand my network, my sisterhood? My friends, of course, are back in the Philippines where I still live, where I'm a citizen of. But it also helps to have friends in other countries and other cultures who can both expand your world in terms of your outlook, in terms of your choices. And yet, I've been very fortunate to meet such wonderful women such as yourself.
Yeah, I feel the same way, babe. I really do. Okay, so you're actually a very unique and spectacular person. You have such a love and a vision and a mission for not just women, but also underrepresented women, especially those in the Philippines. Can you tell listeners a little bit about like, not just your background, but really how you got started into entrepreneurship as a whole, and then how you scaled to becoming such a huge angel investor and mentor and coach?
Okay, I don't know if I'm that huge yet, but
Yeah,
thank you.
you're huge.
Okay. Okay. So, my journey started in the corporate world, really. My background is in public relations, marketing, and business development. And I worked in hospitality, I worked in financial services, and I've worked in higher education.
Mm,
Okay. I've helped set up a digital school. I've launched big hotels. I've launched all these things, and of course, with that, I've learned how to expand my network. I've learned business depth, sales, all the things that kind of help grow a business.
mhm,
However, on the back end, I've been fortunate enough and blessed with a dad who's very entrepreneurial. He started a digital company, a tech company called Infinite O, back in the Philippines. Um, that was, I believe, 19 years ago, almost 20. They're turning 20 next year. And he's always kind of consulted me and informed me about things that were going on in the business. And, he's always told me as well that, okay, so just a background, we sold our forever family home basically, to help fund that business.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, back then I'm like, I was a college student, and I'm like, but this is my house. I thought I was gonna be here. But now that I'm older and I see the thousands of people that have been employed because of this business, I've been inspired to kind of, it's not just about growing or making money. It's about helping the community. About helping others. And right now, my dad's sick, and I've taken over his position in the board. And as he's always done angel investing as well. So, and he's always consulted me. And I thought, hey, let's continue this legacy, right? Because it's just one, it's a noble thing to do.
Mm,
Two, he's had this prayer. Please grant us more blessings so that we may be able to present others with more opportunities. Yeah, and then that's always impacted me. And to give that opportunity to others, to listen and to kind of contribute to help solve the world's problems, no matter how small scale or how big scale, that is really important to me. At the same time, so, I have portfolio companies in 5 different countries, and I see the stark differences in how businesses are run or businesses are pitched. Sorry, pitched. In Western countries, it's really very profit forward,
yeah.
and I can see that, and it should be. Okay, a business really has to make money to be sustainable, to survive, and everything, but they may not necessarily have that purpose, that community driven spirit. In Asia, or in the Philippines rather, where I live, it's quite the opposite most of the time. Okay, it's very community driven. I've seen startups that um, one I've invested in is an app that helps nonverbal children who are living with autism. It helps them speak. So it has programs, videos and everything. Plus, it connects them to speech therapists. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. I have another one where while so the Philippines, just a background, it's very disaster stricken.
Mm,
And I mean, we have typhoons every year. Typhoons are the equivalent of hurricanes in the Pacific, but we have typhoons, we have earthquakes, whatever volcanic eruptions, whatever it is, we have it. We've had it, and I've seen it. And at the same time, there is a need for food consistency, a steady supply of good food, organic food, healthy food. So I've invested in vertical farming, in hydroponics, which is really quite simple, but it really helps in terms of consistency in yield. Yeah, so those are just some of the things that people tend to think about in back home. However, they're not necessarily profit forward.
mm,
Okay. And I don't know if it's a cultural thing or people have a hard time asking for money. I don't know. It could be that, or just a number of factors. It could be cultural, it could be that mentality, oh, I need to help people. And I always tell them, you need to turn a profit in order to help people.
Yeah.
Okay, so my mission really, to sum up everything I just said, my mission really is to help entrepreneurs, founders, even funders recognize the need to balance profit with purpose.
Right.
Okay, so you make money and help the community. It's that for me is such a big thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've always wondered because I know some of the investments that you are an angel in,
Mm-hmm.
everything from like co-owning an award-winning craft beer company to investing in like pretty big transformative startups. And I wanted to know like how you evaluate which opportunities to pursue and what key
Right, right.
really guide that decision making. But I I don't know why I never thought about like such a huge cultural difference. And you're right, because
Mm-hmm.
one leads with passion, one leads with profits, and that would make a lot of sense. Have you found a region or I guess you kind of pick and choose investors that have both, right?
Yes,
Right.
absolutely, absolutely. It's easy to get lost as a founder. I understand it's really easy to get lost in the day to day of, okay, how do I fund salaries? How do I turn a profit? It's so easy to do that. But at the same time, you know, as I've listened to pitches, and believe me, even just this last week, I've listened to I don't know how many
Really?
anymore. Yeah, yeah, which is great. I mean, I love the ideas that are coming out of people and different regions and different needs, and it's really about helping solve problems that they recognize.
Wow.
Okay, but at the same time, I try to look at a fundamental plan, a fundamental strategic plan that can help them grow, something sustainable, something achievable.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's what I look at. I look at the financials. I have somebody who helps me out in that regard, because I admit that is my weakness. But I can read. I just maybe don't have the patience or the
Yeah.
you know the ability to
Can't
sit
be
still.
all.
And
Can't be
yeah,
all.
yes. At the same time, I ask questions. Some founders have told me, okay, what they really appreciate about me is I've asked them how their headspace is and
Mhm.
how they plan to sustain this startup with their life, which surprised me. I'm like, don't people ask that? That's such a
Right?
normal thing. Yeah.
It's a huge thing, like, especially as a business advisor, the rate of failure for entrepreneurs is so
Hmm.
high, in my opinion, not because it's the strategy or business plan, it's because they don't understand how much personal evolution has to happen and growth and uncomfortable shit they have to sit in to
Oh,
become
absolutely.
CEO. Like, they just don't equate that, and it's a really big shock when they're like, "Whoa, I have to step on
Yeah.
this. I have to
Yes.
get uncomfortable." So, that's a great
Hmm.
question, actually.
Yeah, and I've even asked, what are you going to do when this fails?
Mhm.
I've asked this, and just as a test, and it always surprises them. Like, oh my god, nobody's ever asked me that. But I'm like, you gotta think, and while it's a hypothetical situation, I believe that it also puts them in that mindset that, hey, okay, I understand where meaning me, is coming from, and for me, it's really about the balance of founder's passion, um, financial
Mhm.
data, and just the fundamentals of the startup. What's their mission? What's their vision? What's
Mm.
the core product? Am I going to use it? Am I core product or service? Am I going to recommend this to others? Am I willing to shout out their name in rooms where they're not in? So that for me is such a big thing.
Oh, I love that. Okay, that is key aha moments for people to take away. For those that are starting to consider looking for angel investors, where do you think they should be in their business? Because a lot of people, there's twofold, right? Some go the startup and they feel like they need that assistance, and some go longevity and then bring in extra powerhouse. So, what do you recommend?
I don't have that magic bullet or that magical formula. It's really what I found with different founders that I've spoken to. It depends on the nature of their business. Will they benefit from a wider network of angel investors who can introduce them to other people? Okay. Or do they just need funding just because? Are they ready to give up a certain percentage of their company um, in order to get that extra help, to get that extra leg up? Um, are they psychologically in that place where, hey, I'm going to take this to the next level, and yes, I'm ready. Are they in that place? It's really a balance of all these things. Also, yeah, do they have a solid revenue plan
Yeah.
for the next year? How are they going to earn money? And what is that pipeline? What does that pipeline look like? It really has to kind of fall into place. And for those out there who are looking for funding, to be honest, it might be better to go with the angel route first, not necessarily looking for funding, but looking for advice.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
There are so many helpful angels out there who can give good feedback. You just have to find them. Um, yes, you can reach out to me, but to be honest, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
So, and I mean literally, like, babe, I took 52 flights this year
I know
with
you're.
with four more coming in. Yeah, so basically I'll have 56 flights this year. I've traveled what 220 kilometers. Um, yeah, halfway to the moon, more than halfway to the moon. So yeah, if you can pin me down, I do have a team. Um, Great. But yeah, but yeah, I can definitely point people in the right direction, so to speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So you're not just an angel investor, which is such an accomplishment in itself. It's something one day I aspire to become. You're also
Hmm.
a mentorship or sorry, a mentor, and you are an advocate for guiding like next
Oh
generation
yeah,
leaders.
absolutely,
Wh-
absolutely.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you actually share with your budding entrepreneurs, especially when it like comes to some of the complexities of entrepreneurship?
Okay, first thing, if it's hard, then you're doing it right.
Yes, I love that.
I mean, if it's hard, meaning like, okay, if you're not sweeping things under the rug, if you're dealing with things head on, both on the personal and professional level, okay, then you're fine. Sometimes the only way out of something is through it. So if you're going through all the things, you're doing it right. Two, really don't be afraid to be vulnerable and ask all the questions.
Mm,
There's so much to learn from other people, and there's a reason why you're seeking advice. Don't be afraid to say, okay, these are the flaws, these are all these things that I need help with. And I still do that. I do that all the time with my own mentors or with my own friends or peers. And it's something that everybody can benefit from, even those you take advice from. Why? Because it kind of tugs at their brain cells and you tend to it enhances your problem solving skills as well. Everyone's problem solving skills, analytical skills. It helps foster a better network as well
yeah,
because you're kind of in this together in a way.
yes.
Another thing that I give advice with will always be ready with your data or
Yeah.
any always be ready, always be
Remember.
closing, always be pitching.
Mhm.
You never know who is in the room, you never know who's listening. And yeah, be ready to advocate for yourself because honestly, no one else is going to do it for you as well as you will. So
That's
yeah.
so true. This might be like a little bit more of a controversial question and maybe answer, but like, how do you know when it's the wrong angel investor? Because people are going to, I've heard some horrible stories. Like, what are some red flags?
Red flags. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah. You're like,
I
I'm
may,
the
I
best.
honestly, no. I mean, I may have been a red flag at some point, right? Because not necessarily because of the angel, the founder, but sometimes, okay, after analysis, okay, it's a no, but I tend to forget, or things happen, or all these things, and if it's the wrong it's the wrong fit if they are asking the wrong questions. Absolutely.
Mm.
If they literally don't understand what your business is about or what you stand for, etc. If they say something or ask something that just scratches at you and kind of bugs you, then please walk away. There are other people who will get your business, who will understand what you're talking about. And yeah, I guess those are the red flags, to be honest. I mean, when think of things as opportunities,
Mhm.
even no's are opportunities. So
Even those are opportunities, absolutely.
yeah.
And I mean, like, as women, we are given such a divine gift of intuition
Hmm.
and allowing your energy sometimes to speak for you when it comes to making such pivotal decisions in your business. And I love that you say seeing no as opportunities as well. That is
Hmm. Hmm.
literally, what would you say that in your entire career has been a pivotal moment for your own personal success?
Oh, it's funny. There are the big things. Okay. There are the big pivotal moments. My dad getting sick, something, a good opportunity comes my way, or I meet some great person or whatever. But I think pivotal moment would be the moment I knew that I couldn't do it all myself and started to become a little more vulnerable in terms of asking for help, in terms of telling my story, in terms of um, declaring my own mission
Mhm.
to the world, to myself, to the world, to people I care about, and kind of acting towards that mission or towards that goal. I don't necessarily have goals for the year or goals for 5 years in the decade. I don't have that vision board. I don't. But what I do have is that North Star,
Yeah.
which is balancing profit with purpose,
Yeah.
giving opportunities, and just being good and doing good. Um, so and I knew who I wanted to be. I think even as a young girl, I had this weird vision of like attending a school that would um, take us to places where the lessons were actually happened.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, so like, oh, I'll learn Greek mythology in Greece, or I'll learn about common math in Japan. That was my weird dream, and now I'm like, oh my god, I'm kind of living it.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
that was the life I kind of envisioned. I didn't know how I was going to get it. I didn't know where I was going to go, but I knew I wanted to be there.
Mm.
And for me, I think that was the pivotal moment, and I didn't realize it was the pivotal moment even until now. Sorry, just until just recently, because again, hindsight is 2020. But just realizing that you can't do it all, that you need to ask for what you want, that you need to declare your own truth and live your own truth. That for me was something big.
Amazing. I'm gonna ask you one more question before we wrap up with the signature question, but you really you said sharing your own story. And for those listening, we're recording this December 11th. And Erica is part of the Unreserved Sisterhood, where we are all compiling our own personal stories into this collection that is going to impact and inspire women on a worldwide stage. So I'm thinking now that we're recording this in December, and this is probably going to go live to air on the podcast around March, which is going to be the time
Okay.
the book is going to be out in
Mm,
the world. I know that you and I have both bonded on the fact that uh, sharing a little bit of our story and stepping into that trauma, but now being able to speak from the scar and not the wound.
mhm.
How does it feel for you to kind of air out that story and to step into that powerful being that is vulnerable at the same time,
Mhm. Mhm.
knowing that the world is going to hear that version of you?
You know what? Oh my God, I might cry. Stepping into that, owning my shadows, and just being out there and finally telling my side of the story. It feels so wonderful. Um, I felt it was really the right avenue to express who I am and what I've become and who I was to get here. So many people overshare these days, and it was really a struggle for me to kind of tell my story without being tacky, so
Mm-hmm.
to speak.
And like
And
speak from the wound. Yeah.
and here you were kind of with that post. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is it. This is where I launch. This
Yeah.
is where I tell my story, and this is how I tell my story. And um yeah, and being with all these other women who are brave enough, courageous enough to tell the story, it's such a wonderful community that supports each other, and I'm just so fortunate to be a part of it. Seriously.
So we like
Yeah.
really love having you. And you were like one of the first to submit your
Oh yeah.
chapter too. You were like, I'm on it. And it's funny because this has been like a 3, 4 month process for everybody in this collective. And the last call, which happened yesterday, so many of the women were like, oh, I'm really going through my shit right now. And I was like,
Mm,
yes. And it's something that I don't think that I didn't expect when I shared my story on the
mhm,
first
mm.
podcast, how much of a grieving and elevation for
Oh
that.
God, yeah.
Like
Oh
it,
my God, yeah. Yeah.
but I'm really happy that I was able to bring a community of women together that wanted to go through that together, which is
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Absolutely. It was literally a throwing up of
yeah,
all
I know.
emotions.
Yeah, it's,
You know what happened after?
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
so
felt
just just
very similar.
just just to let everyone know, I picked a fight with my boyfriend right after.
Yeah, like I was definitely a different, more edgy version of myself
Yeah,
days
yeah,
leading up to share.
yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
I literally had a panic attack the day before. And again, like as I told the world, it wasn't because I was nervous of what people thought about me. It was the backlash more so from my family.
yeah.
Uh, and here we are. We've moved. We went through our shit. We had to go through it in order to get
Yep,
to the other side. Exactly
yep,
what you
yep,
said.
yep.
Also, I love the fact that you said owning your shadows. That's a good one. I'm going to keep that.
Hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
to wrap this beautiful experience up, our signature, she wears the pants question. Looking back on your journey of wearing the pants, what message do you want to relay for future generations of women in business?
You know what? What message that and this is something I want my nieces to learn, my nephews to learn, even the scholars that I help back home.
Mm.
You can be anything that you want to be, but you have to ask for help.
Yeah.
Define your mission, define who you are first, and get everyone to back you up because they will.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That for me is that one big thing that I've learned
I
is
love
to really, yeah, it's define who you are first and then keep finding yourself. It's a process,
Mhm.
but once you know it, and you can recall certain things from your childhood, certain things that where you felt really most alive. That's how you kind of know and know what your mission is, and go forward from there.
And then get the right people behind you, which is exactly what you did
Absolutely.
for a multitude of entrepreneurs. And like, you're the real deal because that's the advice that you just gave me when we were not recording too, of like
Uh,
my future. You're like, get the right people behind you, like X, Y, and Z. So
yeah,
use
yeah.
your truth. And I think it's why I just genuinely just love you. Can
Well,
you
I love you too.
can you tell people where they can find you now that they've heard the podcast?
Okay, so now that you've heard the podcast, I am on Instagram at I am Erika Aquino. That's ErikaAquino. I my website is erica-aquino.com. I'm also on LinkedIn at Erika Aquino. Just look for me, look for my face. And yeah, that's how you can find me. Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here today, love.
And thank you for having me. Love talking to you always.
This was She Wears the Pants, where women rise into what they're meant to hold.
If this episode moved you, changed you, or challenged you, send it to a woman you want to see rise. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. And if you're ready for deeper strategy, identity expansion, and high-level support, you can find me on Instagram at Ashley Deland. Until next time, keep leading boldly, building intentionally, and becoming the woman your calling requires.